What net worth do you need to have in America to be considered part of the upper, the middle, or the lower class? Let's go for a walk and talk about this. So real quickly, what is net worth? Net worth is just simply the value of your assets minus any liabilities that you might have. So quick and easy example, if your only asset was a home, and it was worth $300,000 and you had a $200,000 mortgage on it, you would take the value of your assets, which is $300,000, subtract the value of your debt, which is $200,000, and you would have a net worth of $100,000. So I hope that makes sense. Also, we're going to talk here about median numbers, which is important as opposed to average. One or two people with a lot of money could really skew averages, but it won't skew median, because median is half the people have more, half the people have less. So just to cut to the chase, the Federal Reserve has data of all households. The median household net worth in 2021 is $120,000. Now, what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break that down into 5 different sections, 5 quintiles. And we're going to talk about the lowest 20%, the lower middle, the middle, and then the upper middle, and then also the wealthy category. And to go there, I need to switch sources. We're going to go to the U.S. Census. So in the lowest 20%, the median household net worth is just over $6,000. And that doesn't surprise me. That rings true because it's not much money at all, right? It's basically you have enough to survive a surprise car repair, but not a whole lot more than that. So that lower 20% is really living paycheck to paycheck. There's not much savings at all. But if you're in that category, you just do the very best that you can. And if you've got $6,000 in net worth, if you've got a couple $1,000s in the bank, you're doing what you can. Just keep doing that. If to the extent you can, try to get some additional education and skills. So hopefully you can build out of that and get a higher paying job on that. And if there's topics that folks in that category would like me to talk about, please leave a comment. I'd be happy to focus a couple videos on some things to think about. I come from a family in a similar situation. Neither of my parents probably made more than 3 times minimum wage their whole life, probably closer to 2 times minimum wage. And yet they were able to raise my brother and sister and I. And I was fortunate. I got a scholarship from the military to go to college. But I've got a heart for helping folks in that category. I think all of America does. So if there's anything I can do, any videos, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what topics would be helpful. The lower middle is just over $40,000. So there's a big jump there, right? And when you just have enough to pay your bills, it doesn't surprise me that there's a big jump when you get to the group that hopefully, has a little bit more to pay the bills. I'll give you a nice view of the sunset here. And so the lower middle is just over $40,000. That's a nice jump. It's $43,760. So the middle of the middle class has another nice jump, and their median household net worth is just over $100,000. So $104,700. And then the upper middle class has just over $200,000 of median household net worth, $201,800. So, these are nice jumps. And you can see, as I think about it, the numbers basically double. The lowest 20%, close to 5,000, close to zero, right? And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. Folks are doing the best that they can, but then the lower middle goes to 45,000, then the middle basically doubles to 100,000, then the upper, which is 104,700, then the upper middle doubles again to basically 200,000 from a little over 100,000. And they have $201,800. And then the wealthy group actually triples the group above them, right? Once you have more than enough, you can start saving money, although it doesn't happen automatically. Let me give you the number first, and I'll come back to that thought. The wealthy groups have $608,900. And so you can see it takes time to build that net worth, right? And it takes discipline. And by discipline, what I mean is, those folks that are in the upper quintile, that number could and probably should be even higher than that. Again, it's not judgment. You do you, but I'm a big fan of saving. I'm a big fan of investing and building that retirement account. So if you can save more, always do. And in that wealthy group, I want to share a stat. over half of the people that make $100,000 a year don't save a dime. Now, some folks have good reasons for that, but if you're making $100,000 a year, really do everything you can to try to start saving, because you've got a nice engine there for building your net worth, for preparing for retirement. So I encourage you to take advantage of that. Now, a lot of my viewers are 40 plus. A lot of my viewers are thinking about retiring soon or are retired. So what's the typical retiree's net worth? The typical retiree's net worth in 2021 is $250,000. So I hope this information has been helpful. I want to close with some foundational pieces. And really, as you're thinking about building up your net worth, you've heard me say it before, I think job number one is to have an emergency fund. At least 3 months, hopefully closer to 6 months, maybe even as much as a year, if you can save that much. And the biggest reason is, right, if something bad happens, you get an unexpected medical bill, an unexpected car bill, car repair, you have money to pay it. But really where it pays off in spades, if you happen to lose your job, if you have an emergency fund, you have time to find the job that's the right match for you. So you don't have to take that first job that comes along. And I think that is savings spent at its best, right? To help you build a life where you can thrive. And related to that, savings at its best, investment at its best, is investing in yourself. I think the best investment any of us can make is the investment to learn new skills that might allow us to make more money, and even more importantly, will allow us to be in a career that we find meaningful and puts joy in our heart. I think that's really priceless. So again, the fundamentals are you want to have an emergency fund, at least 3 months, hopefully more. Of course, you need to spend, you hear me say this many times, you need to spend less than you earn. And then I encourage you to invest in yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found the information helpful, if you enjoyed this beautiful sunset here, do me a favor, hit the like button. It really does help other people find the channel. Do leave me a comment. I do read all the comments every day. I find them super motivational. It's one of the reasons I do this YouTube channel. We're building a great community here. If there's topics you're interested in, let me know. Be careful of scammers. Unfortunately, there are scammers in the comments section. I'll never, suggest an investment to you in the comments or suggest that you call me because I have a great investment opportunity. I'll never do that. So if you see that in the comments, it's a scam. Again, as the kids say, thumbs for likes, subs for love. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We recently hit 10,000 subscribers. Next big milestone, let's say, is going to be 50,000 subscribers. So help me get there. I'm really having a lot of fun doing these videos. I hope you're finding them helpful. And let me take off my glasses here now. I didn't have sunglasses on because the sun was so bright. I had sunglasses on in part because it makes it easier for me to read numbers when I'm doing these videos. So I hope that worked out okay. And as I always close my videos, until next time, I'm Azul, encouraging you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Remember, we're only young once. Let's use our time wisely.